Crypto Kids, I'm actually quite impressed on how hard Bitcoin is trying to remain above the critical 62.7K level, which, if broken with a daily candle, would force the probabilities of reaching 59.1K towards an undesirable direction. In my personal books, I say that it's impressive because the cold card hack got worse. It got way worse. It's becoming the biggest breach in Bitcoin trust within recent history, where investors are literally taking their money out from self custody and depositing their Bitcoin to exchanges because they think it's a safer alternative. Can I blame them? Honestly, after reading Jonathan Goodman's tragic story, I cannot. This is a man who kept $1.6 million of Bitcoin in the circumstances most safe way possible. He maintained those cryptocurrencies within Coldcard. And when you search on Grok, even today, what is truly the most secure crypto hardware wallet or the safest way of storing Bitcoin, it replies with a table where Coldcard Mark IVs and Mark Vs are put as number one on the list. But even those devices were part of the exploitation. It's truly unbelievable. I want to read Jonathan's full story to everyone because it's a lesson and it's a serious wake up call to all Bitcoin holders, particularly. We will end off this video with crude oil prices and recent developments, quite bad developments, unfortunately, in geopolitical conflict and how that could cause a reaction towards Monday market open. With that said, if you enjoy our information and find it useful, please do destroy the like button. It will go a very long way for us. It pushes these videos in the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for daily content. Let's begin with Coldcard, then I'll dive into the Bitcoin price analysis. So we did a part one. We covered why the issue was to be. So I'll put a card at the top right-hand section for last night's video where that is explained. But now looking at part two, a second hack has been reported. We went from $38 million of Bitcoin stolen to now $75 million stolen in less than 24 hours, with 100% of it still unspent. This is important. 100% of the stolen funds were not sold off. If they are sold off, it could result in a short-term price correction. I don't see it to be anything major. We've had large Bitcoin sell-offs in history before, and it only moved price by 2%, 3% maximum. But just as an FYI, all of the stolen funds are still yet to be unspent, and it could create short-term selling pressure. Now, why is it that investors believe that centralized exchanges could be a better way of Bitcoin self custody as to hardware wallets? It sounds crazy, no? Well, following Jonathan's story doesn't, no, it doesn't sound so crazy. This is a man who kept his Bitcoin in cold storage, what Grok identifies, even post hack, to be the safest way of doing so due to its fully air gapped features. Doesn't connect to the internet, completely isolated. He kept it in cold cards. They were distributed across many safety deposit boxes and safes. But once the AI from the hackers were using identified firmware issues in 2021 version updates, and that the random number generator wasn't so random overall, it used pseudo randomness, attached identifiers like serial numbers of devices into the seed phrases, making it super easy for AI to crack them. And he lost $1.6 million. He said, no way this can affect me. But he checked on chain, saw the withdrawals, and was shocked. He couldn't even access the wallets because they were in safety deposit boxes. He couldn't do anything, and $1.6 million were gone just like that. It's so tragic. The guy did his level best. He went above and beyond to make sure his Bitcoin were safe, but saw this, and it's not. It's something that nobody could have predicted. And really, my heart goes out to everyone who kept Bitcoin on affected wallets. I've had friends, and it's very, very tragic. Well, what does it mean for the people who keep assets on different ways of self custody, whether it's a different brand of hardware wallet? If it's on an exchange, it's not self custody. If it's an ETF, it's also not self custody. But what does it mean for the rest of Bitcoiners? By the way, if you still keep money in cold cards, please go to their official channels and follow the steps they're saying. I've read from Jack Mallers and other Bitcoin investors to not remain in cold cards unless you are completely sure that you used dicing to generate the randomness on your seed phrases, etc. I'm not a Bitcoin technical person, so I don't want to commentate on it so much. Please go to the official sources and follow as they say if you still have money on cold card wallets. Do we keep our Bitcoin in ETFs? Do we keep it in Ledger, in Trezor, or in exchanges? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What if other custodians have the same issue which went unnoticed for 4 or 5 years that Cold Card experienced? It's a very valid question. Now, my answer is open source. I like Trezor the most at the moment because all of their software, all of the firmware updates are open source, available to the public, where a huge developer community across the world can technically go and cross check and identify issues and let the people know before something catastrophic can happen. But does it fully prevent developing AI to find vulnerabilities quicker than human developers? I don't know. I can't answer that question. But really, in our environment right now, open source hardware wallets are the number one way of maintaining a less anxious mind. So I have money in Trezor, I have money in Ledger that is not open source, but they do say they have one of the highest standards of keeping the randomness in seed phrase generation. And exchanges have their own custodians, ETFs have their own custodians. If I put money in the BlackRock ETF and Coinbase's custody services got hacked, and my IBIT shares fell into a massive discount against Bitcoin spot pricing, the FDIC ain't saving me, BlackRock ain't refunding me, and Coinbase ain't refunding me. But honestly, I feel as though with the nature of the incident, how firmware from a version that got updated multiple times and it was patched in future versions, how the random number generation was what saw the flaw. I happen to believe that this is an isolated incident and shouldn't really repeat. But, you know, I'm, of course, doing the best that I can, which is keeping my money diversified across multiple exchanges, across open source wallets, across Ledger. And I don't know what else that I can do. Like, if one of them, God forbid, saw an issue, then at least I have the rest of my Bitcoin to maintain my finances with, right? And aside from that, I don't believe I can do or anybody else can do something different. If you have suggestions, please feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'm actively searching for better ways of risk hedging and managing my own crypto portfolio. If you have a cold card, says Connor, that was compromised, do not throw away or destroy the device. In the event the hacker is found and the Bitcoin is recovered, you may need to present the actual device to the courts to say, hey, I was someone who got affected. Please give me the Bitcoin that is owed. I think it's a good suggestion. So if you have one, don't throw it away. Bitcoin TA. Well, 62.7, a very key level in terms of volume. If we lose it, then 60.7 and then later 59.1 are going to be my targets. I have my positions on BTCC at break even, aside from my XRP position. And I have a Levex position that is super low leveraged, 3x leverage, that I am not planning on closing right now. I want to see what occurs with Monday's pre-market future open, what the pre-market future opens do, I'm happy to add into that trade and turn it into a long-term positioning since the leverage and margin are relatively low. But if I was to be a new trader or a trader that had higher risk positions, then I would personally consider, you know, checking the chart out if we fell below the 62.7K territory with a daily confirmation. It's super important that we do not. We're trying to create a hammer reversal candle. I want to see how it plays out. Geopolitical uncertainty does not make me feel too great. We're sitting at $86, but this is with the Friday close. From that point onwards, TravelGov advised Americans in the Middle East region to consider departing or be prepared to depart should there be an escalation. President Trump, according to the Kobesi letter, ordered a fresh attack on Iran aimed at getting Iran to surrender, per Wall Street Journal, so on and so forth. So these are not promising developments at all. If oil prices go up, then the S&P would fall, Bitcoin would experience a short-term fall. Oil prices go up, make inflation to further increase, changing the skew of probabilities for a rate hike to be way, way, way more probable. And that puts bonds at risk in an environment where bonds are already at such a huge risk, breaking this ascending continuation pattern at areas last seen in 2007, pre 2008 financial crises. With the Japanese yen, too, this is something I want to talk about on tomorrow's video. But yeah, make sure that you watch that because Japanese yen, boy oh boy, it's as concerning as the other things that we talked about, at least relative to short-term price performance in the markets. So with that, guys, please stay safe. Try and have a relaxed weekend because next week will be filled with pandemonium likely, and hopefully not. But yeah, events just don't seem to be going in a good direction. If you want something to at least give you small amounts of excitement, then we've got some links in the description down below to our incredible partners who are offering incredible bonuses. Like with BTCC, if you use the first thing in the description, sign up with just your email address and password. Within one business day, you get a free $1,000 position credited into your account that you can use to trade, and the profits you make will be for yours to keep. Levex has an incredible campaign too. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. So check out the links in the description, and at least you can get some bonuses that can help out your trading journey in such unfortunate tough times. We closed the month of July officially up 7.36%. Let's hope the best for August. I'm not too optimistic, but again, I'll mention that on tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all shortly. Bye bye, guys.